Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Joining me is 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗥𝗏 Iyerji as we look at the political fallout of the statement of India's air chief about Operation Sindoor, about the destruction. Let's welcome 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗥𝗏ji, and I have a small prelude before we start having him explain to us what he thinks is happening. 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗥𝗏ji, Namaskar and welcome to PGurus channel. How are you, sir?
Namaskar, Shree ji, Namaskar.
𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗥𝗏ji, one thing that has more or less been clarified now, India did lose one Rafale jet, and this is something that there was a technical problem. Lose meaning like I think it had to land it, maybe they repaired it and it was flying back again, but this was something that Dassault, the Rafale company, had mentioned that there was a technical snag and they had to land it or ground it. Words to that effect. So other than that, India hasn't really suffered any planes like fighter jet losses. From what I have gathered so far on Op Sindoor, India has suffered a few decoy drones. The whole idea of a decoy drone is to act like something else and then find something else. That's what it did. The Banshees and I think there's I think 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗥𝗏s and Banshees did that job. So India has really, shown some sort of a mastery, if you ask me, in waging this whole thing, which I think America is waking up to. My feeling is that tariff is a war that Trump is trying to wage with India has nothing to do with tariffs. It is something to do with somewhere America is rattled, I think, that look, these guys have, you give them some even halfway capable weapons, these guys can really, light it up. That's the word that they use in US. I think that could be the reason. Anyway, that's not the topic today, so let's not digress from our topic. The topic is, what is it that the India alliance have to take away? This was a direct hit at them. That's how I see it, sir. Maybe you have a different view.
Shree ji, opposition has taken a position. कुछ भी आप बोलिए, कुछ भी सबूत लाइए, whatever proof you bring, whatever you say, our position is America stopped the war. Just as Trump says he stopped the war. Sir, after this lecture by Air Marshal Amarpreet Singh in Bangalore today, which was part of the 𝗟𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗃 Memorial Lecture, almost more than 6-7 hours have passed, and where he has debunked everything that Rahul Gandhi said on the floor of India's parliament on July 29th. That the government did not have political will, that the government tied the hands of the soldiers, and that we lost a lot of equipment, and our morale of our forces was down because of lack of political clarity. All that has been debunked. And in terms of what military achievements, what the Chief of Defence Staff said, then what the Army Chief said, and today what Air Force Marshal has said, Air Chief Marshal has said, they all point to one thing, that we completely knocked the hell out of whether it was Chinese planes or American fighters on the ground or the Turkey supplied drones, and the kind of damage that has been caused to 11 air bases, 9 terrorist infrastructures, including headquarters of 𝗟𝗏𝗻𝗄𝗏 and 𝗪𝗏. These are not mean achievements. But opposition will not admit it, opposition will not concede it, because if they do that, they feel that it is some advantage to Modi. Why are they even linking it up with Modi? And today, sir, Air Marshal, I mean, it's sometimes it's a reflection of our polity today. The Air Chief Marshal said, look, only people in India were not convinced of our success.
Yes.
Well, it's a
telling commentary.
He says, unfortunate, some people in India doubted Operation Sindoor. And he also said one more thing, that in Balakot in 2019, people were asking for proofs. The very same people who today are saying their hands were tied. So therefore, we went in with a lot of technology that would capture the damages, and that's what they showed through the briefings. You would have, if one had watched the briefings done by the army, whether it was from May 6th on to May 10th, every day there was slides, presentation of slides, which were actually photographs taken by drones as well as by our fighter aircraft. And today, Air Marshal Amarpreet Singh said some of the targets were 100 kilometers deep inside. And how the S-400, which played a great part in knocking out those structures. And he said, look, we had complete freedom. And he says, look, I am saying it. I was a person, I am the person in the hot seat. I am the person in the hot seat and I have said it. I mean, if you are not willing to believe me, then whom else would you believe? Without an iota of anything, evidence to the contrary, we saw how, with his sleeves rolled up, Rahul Gandhi on July 29, he was saying, look, you cannot win a war if you don't have 100% political will, and our forces are not 100% given full freedom. And he compared it with 1971 war, where he tried to, after reading the latest books on Sam Manekshaw, he was saying, look, Indira Gandhi wanted the war started sometime in May, June itself, and Sam Manekshaw wanted 6 months. And Indira Gandhi accepted Sam Manekshaw's yay. So that was how his grandmother had given freedom and that space that was needed. And Prime Minister had not, by that suggestion. So today I am amazed that after such a clear picture that Air Marshal Amarpreet Singh has put forth, the first reactions that we are hearing from Congress spokesperson, be it Jairam Ramesh or Pawar Khera, is this. No, but then why the war was stopped? And that also he answered today. He says war cannot go on. I mean, keeping the war going on is not our objective. We had certain targets. Those targets had been achieved. Pakistan had been brought down to its knees. That's why Pakistan appealed to us. And we looked at what we wanted to achieve and what more needs to be done further. So we agreed. And if the man in the White House wants to claim credit, that is not the part Air Marshal touched upon. But here one instance, Rahul Gandhi believes President Trump when he says he played a role. He believes when Trump says Indian economy is dead. And this is all, this assertion by Air Marshal Chief Sir has going to have a political fallout, because Monday onwards, that is starting from August 11th, that's the time when the Congress has planned a very big campaign on this vote chori, theft of votes, in which the EC is directly accused of stealing votes and handing over it to BJP. That's a different area. We'll talk about it later. But one thing is clear with this, definitely the government and the BJP, the NDA will say that, look, what else, how can you go on pushing on this line? So, in fact, sir, there are certain points, apart from giving credit, full operational credit, freedom to the armed forces, and then he also made it clear there was no restriction whatsoever. Sir, some confusion was caused because of what the military attaché in Indonesia said. He says on the first day there were losses because our hands were tied. And that was, and before that, the Air Chief of Defense Staff had said in Singapore at the Shangri-La dialogue that do not ask us, why there was a loss or anything. Ask what we have achieved. That was made into some kind of the Indian military was conceding that it had lost heavily. And sir, interesting part, today, after the Air Marshal Amarpreet Singh's lecture, I heard a number of retired generals, saying, look, in terms of propaganda, this Operation Sindoor was, was made out because of the commercial interest, that it was India's Russian supplied and indigenously developed weapons versus China's arms and weapons and drones and missiles and aircraft versus America's versus America's F-16s and whatever, and apart from that, satellite help provided by China. I mean, it was as if, because the whole effort was to show that India, which largely had the French, French built and French supplied Rafales, and some drones which were made under license given by Israel, that it was all about manufacturers and their products, and obviously they wanted to show that their products are done better than the opposite side. They felt that that is why this propaganda was started. Rafale was lost, India lost heavily, and as if to airbrush the damage suffered by Pakistan. And why Rahul Gandhi wanted to believe that lock, stock and barrel, that is very clear. That he has somehow, considered that India's achievement on Operation Sindoor is going to be hugely a political benefit for Prime Minister Modi, the government and the BJP, because in 2019, Parliament elections for Balakot and BJP got huge mandate. Now there are no elections around. Yeah, this Operation Sindoor did not precede any elections. So there is no question of anybody benefiting, any political party benefiting. But somehow their idea seems to be that, at first stroke itself, you see to it that the government remains discredited, without caring about the implication for the morale of our armed forces, which a responsible opposition should have avoided. Now we are seeing the military heads have to come and say, look, we have done much better than what the opposition thinks. We achieved our target. I mean, this itself, I feel pained that our military heads will have to answer to this sound and fury of an opposition leader who believes that, the more shocking statements you made, that more you're putting in the dock. And so what is going to happen, sir? This is going to definitely, this is going to, this whole thing about, we saw the Operation Sindoor debate. The Congress leaders who participated in debate, whether it was Rahul Gandhi or Mallikarjun Kharge and other Congress leaders and other opposition leaders even, they kept on saying, why did Trump make that claim? And Trump kept on making that claim at least 24 times. And that India had not forcefully contradicted it. Whereas the Prime Minister made it very clear that nobody spoke to me. No, you should have directly named Trump. You should have directly refuted Trump. Sir, these are sensitive times. It is not necessary that our Prime Minister should counter the US President Trump in a manner that is seen as less civil, just because Trump has been anything but civil in his interactions with world leaders. So on Monday, you're going to again see the opposition will say, no, this proves only that Trump interfered. That Trump is right. By that process, Trump is right. All along, they were maintaining that Trump, does not adhere to truth. Now they believe, no, he is speaking only the truth if it is coming to our economy or our EA. Sir.
Thank you so much, Shekhar-ji. Opposition needs to function like opposition. These kinds of lame excuses won't work. And I'm again and again drawn to what happened in Bangladesh, where Sheikh Hasina, after the first year anniversary of her being deposed, now stories are coming out from Bangladesh that she rigged the elections 1 year ago, which is why she had to go. Now we are going to hold elections in February, and one wonders where they are going to get the money to hold the elections. And what kind of elections are these if they're, Awami League, the main party, is not going to participate? I take that thing. Let's say there's a toolkit. The toolkit in India is go and don't attack Modi and BJP, attack the process. The system which they believed was on their side is slowly now becoming not on their side. And Election Commission is one such thing. Sir, I can tell for every explanation or every citing, every example that Rahul Gandhi says, I can tell what these people did in 2009. It was absolute daylight robbery, sir. And they changed the Chief Election Commissioner in the middle of election. Never done before. Then the Chief Election Commissioner leaves a recommendation not to nominate somebody as a CAC after him. They do exactly that. And he explains why he said that this is not the right person. Sir, these people have no ethics, no scruples, no nothing. Their hubris is still driving them, sir. That's what I think. There is a sense of entitlement. My grandfather was, grandfather, right? Yeah. My grandfather was, wait a minute. Great-grandfather was Prime Minister. Grandmother was Prime Minister. Dad was Prime Minister. Therefore, I should also be Prime Minister. What kind of nonsense logic is this? India has moved on. So let's go to the next one. What is the bombshell of with Pawar, sir? He is a left-hand googly bowler. He's also a right-hand googly bowler. He can also bowl fast. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 will say, my God, this man has more bag of tricks than me as a bowler. Over to you, sir.
Sir, Rahul Gandhi has moved to a new residence in Delhi. He has moved to 5 Soneri Bagh. And he thought he will do a housewarming party with this atom bomb that he said he would explode. So he had a good gathering of opposition leaders. That's another point, you know, politics has started over who was seated where in that gathering. But I was told the food was good, and cynosure of attention was Kamal Haasan, who has just become the Rajya Sabha member, and he was obviously speaking in Hindi. Sir, please note, man who opposes, you know, Hindi as part of DMK's, yeah, he was speaking in Hindi with all his and Rahul Gandhi made that presentation, the same presentation that he had made earlier in the day for the media, where he said about 1 lakh votes, 1 lakh plus votes, which should have gone to the Congress candidate Mansoor Khan, Lok Sabha candidate, in one particular assembly segment, Mahadevpura, that which is a part of the Bangalore Central constituency, that vote was stolen, snatched from the Congress number kitty and transferred to BJP. And how have they done that? This is a research done by Congress, by a team, I am told, headed by Parveen Chakravarti. And this research team found duplication. They found voters who had, you know, in 2 places. All the reasons why you need a special intensive revision.
So he has made the case for SIR.
But they are opposed to SIR in Bihar.
Make up your mind.
Sir, here he says all this happened. And sir, I do not know how all those opposition leaders, Sonia Gandhi was present, Priyanka Gandhi was present, Sharad Pawar was there. Your Uddhav Thackeray, you know, he was given the last seat. But today I am told Pawar himself said, no, you know, in the cinema auditoriums, it's the back seat, you know, the one on the rear seat. Best seat. In fact, you have a dress circle and all that. So which is in a modern multiplex, it's usually that seat which even gets free food supplied at your seat. So and they also, and then after that, I was told Rahul Gandhi went around saying, and some of the questions he posed, sir, and some of the reasons he gave why he thinks the election commission, sir, election commission actively participated. Now all the election commission immediately, and he mentioned some names, that they have voted in 3 places in Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra. Election Commission and checked out, said no, they have not voted there. They voted where they voted. One. Number two, sir, there has been reaction from some retired election commissioners who are more favorably disposed toward the previous dispensation. They are saying, no, this is not the way election commission should react. They should not demand an affidavit from Rahul Gandhi. They should not insist on that. They should appear more like a neutral body. They should have said, oh, you have given a complaint, we will investigate. They should not be countering immediately. Sir, question is, Rahul Gandhi did not take a complaint or bring a complaint to election commission. He made an accusation. Sir, you are the judge. If election commission is an independent body, you are a judge. If I have a grouse, I come with a complaint. But if I come straight away and say, Sree Iyer, you have stolen my votes. So what is there for you to adjudicate? You will say, look, you are accusing me, and in case you are proved wrong, and for causing this damage to the reputation of the Election Commission, what is the cost on you? Nothing. You just tap your back and then move on. See, sir, there has to be some responsibility. He says, no, I have taken oath in the parliament, so I won't take. Sir, will such a oath work in the High Court or Supreme Court? This is a quasi-judicial body, Election Commission. You are straight away accusing them. And sir, some of the 10 points are there, sir, which, this has been discussed in many channels and many points. What are the reasons that Rahul Gandhi has given, why he thinks the votes were stolen? The first question he says is, our internal poll said we will win that constituency. But actual polls we did not win. Sir, every party's internal polls will say they will do well. Can that be a basis of an evidence that your poll surveys are more sacrosanct than actual results? Number one. Number two, how is that BJP is winning again and again? How did they win in 2019? How did they win in 2024? So, prima facie, if somebody is winning again and defeating the anti-incumbency factor, that means there is Election Commission has stolen the votes from the opposition and given to BJP. Sir, by that argument, how did Congress win all these years? That time there was no anti-incumbency against Indira Gandhi. And what about the states? How did you, sir, election of 2024 happened in Karnataka, ruled by Congress. The chief electoral officer is appointed by Karnataka government. The poll officials are Karnataka government employees. You mean to say there was such a big conspiracy that 1 lakh voters, votes of 1 lakh voters, and it would need a well-organized conspiracy to transfer it and give it to another party. If such a conspiracy was there in then how did the Congress win in 2030? And what about, sir, people are now asking, then how is it that in Raebareli only Congress wins? And that means there is some gapla there. I mean, first internal polls. Then how is it BJP beating the anti-incumbency? Sir, anti-incumbency factor is prevalent, no doubt. But it depends how the party, the candidate, whether it was selection of candidate, what is the strategy, how to beat the anti-incumbency. Now, the third reason was that, opinion polls. First, it was internal poll. Now he says opinion polls, exit polls, that favored us. Sir, opinion polls and exit polls, what is the sample size? And then on, see, sir, the opinion and exit polls, they always, they are not very accurate polls. If opinion polls favored you, exit polls favored you, that means the actual polls are wrong or false. Indication of rigging. Number 4, sir. Sir, there will be administrative lapses. Some lacuna will be there. Does it all mean a big conspiracy to rig the election there? And And does it mean there is an electoral manipulation? And fifth point, sir, he talks of, that a well-planned way of, causing a systemic conspiracy to see the vote shifted. Sir, there may be glitches. There may be technical errors. There may be clerical errors. Do they all reflect? That means there is a conspiracy to create this effect. Sir, transferring of 1 lakh votes, chori, theft, it would involve so many people, no? And what about your booth level agents? Sir, under our election law, the defeated candidate has 45 days to file an election petition in the High Court to challenge the verdict. After the 45 days is over, there is a time bar. Then you cannot do anything. After that, to make an allegation, even now at this stage, how is this going to move legally forward? And he says, no, you give me that data. That data is available online. Then they made allegation, no, the line has, the whole websites have crashed. And sir, the other thing is that Form 16, which, the first time voter fills, that was misused to bring new voters. Sir, it is true in many places, voters who have shifted to other constituencies, they may not, cancel their names where they were voting earlier. So there will be duplication. But question is, did they vote? They have not voted. They have voted where they wanted to vote. And the whole thing is, sir, election, sir, take the Bihar case. Now, Bihar Election Commission has come with the draft rules. They have deleted 22.34 lakh names because these people are dead. 22 lakh, which means 2.2 million voters are dead, but they remain in the voter list. And the last time I told you about that joke in Bengal.
Joke, yes. I was reminded of that.
Grandson comes looking for his grandma, who only appears only at the time of vote. Sir, other thing with Bihar is 36.28 lakh voters. They are supposed to have migrated. So their names were removed. And 7 lakh voters, they have appeared in more than one place. So basically, it calls for a special intensive revision, like Telangana had one, and after that Congress won the elections. So therefore, sir, I am saying all this because to all this Sharad Pawar agreed. Sharad Pawar thinks this is, yes, Rahul Gandhi has made a beautiful presentation. But today he came with a very strange story. He says just before Maharashtra elections, 2 people whom he did not name, 2 people came to him and said, look, we can fix the Maharashtra assembly election for you. We can ensure you win 160. That is, bcos Aghadi can win 160 seats out of the 288 seats. So I asked them to go and meet Rahul Gandhi. They met Rahul Gandhi. After that, Rahul Gandhi and I decided, no, we should not believe in all this. We should believe in Election Commission. This he said in Nagpur today. This is the real atom bomb, sir. If somebody had approached you to fix the election, why you did not name and shame them then? Why did not Rahul Gandhi name and shame them then? And today Sharad Pawar says, I don't know those 2 people because I didn't keep their names, their contact details. Then how did they get access to you? Sir, unknown, anamikas. And how did they get access to our great leader Rahul Gandhi? Now, Rahul Gandhi has not responded to this, but this is a very, very serious thing. One hand, he says Rahul Gandhi is right. The other hand, he says 2 people came to us. That means There were somebody available, and obviously those two people who came to you, they are not friends of Mahayuti. They are not friends of the BJP. Then who are they? Sir, Sharad Pawar, when he speaks, he is not just a cat on the wall.
He is the wall also.
He is the wall also. Sir, this bombshell, this is the real bombshell. Sir, when Rahul Gandhi's autumn bomb thing after the press conference, some channels and I saw some commentaries, and some of the Hindi channels even put it very, in a very, I would say, in a very humorous way. Rahul Gandhi ka autumn bomb क्यों नहीं फटा? फटा क्यों नहीं? Why did not the bomb go off? Saying that all these charges without very convincing evidence is only bluff and bluster. Sir, now question is, sir, this Sharad Pawar's charge, this cannot go unanswered, because now, and he has already given a disclaimer. I don't have their contact details. So whether Rahul Gandhi has the contact details or not, or sir, as people who don't leave behind their phone numbers, they get access and darshan of Sharad Pawar. Then they get audience with Rahul Gandhi, because now Sharad Pawar says they got audience. And he's saying all this. He says, no, Rahul Gandhi is right. What Rahul Gandhi says of election commission is right. Sir, tell me, by bringing this kind of allegation, Sharad Pawar wants to benefit whom? Is he reinforcing Rahul Gandhi's argument? Or is he keeping a bomb under his seat? I do not know.
That's why I said, sir, he is an ambidextrous googly bowler. With left arm also he can bowl googlies, which is what Shivlal, what Yadav, Kuldeep Yadav does, and is also a googly bowler for a leg spinner like 𝗍𝗍 Kumar. So Sharad Pawar is a one man, like you said, he is the cat and he is also the wall. You never know where which way what will go.
That means he is a cat who can carry his wall also, which I would say very wonderful. Sir,
yes, indeed.
Sir, one point we need to look. First, it was all about EVMs. That EVMs are manipulated, EVMs are everything. Now, suddenly, Rahul Gandhi's grouse against EVMs have gone down. And Sharad Pawar never said he did blame the EVMs. He didn't blame the EVMs. Now, he has said, no, I support Rahul Gandhi's. Yes, system can be manipulated. But then there were these two people. Now, Sharad Pawar expressing regret that they did not accept, he and Rahul Gandhi did not accept the offer of the two gentlemen. I presume they are gentlemen. They could be honorable ladies also, we don't know.
It could be gentle ladies also, sir.
Yes. So this whole thing, sir, this is getting, I think, nothing has damaged Rahul Gandhi's campaign against Election Commission like this Sharad Pawar's claim. This Sharad Pawar's claim, it knocks out Rahul Gandhi's. That, sir, and as you said, sir, now I think whoever gave the toolkit, they will be hitting their head. What kind of this is this? They are not following our toolkit to the comma full stop. They are bringing in their own indigenous ideas. Sir.
So they forget that in India you need to embellish a few things here and there. But sometimes what happens is the news has to be extracted out of the embellishments. Like what you said. Sir, one question before we go to the next topic. Who was sitting to the left of Rahul Gandhi and who was sitting to the right of Rahul Gandhi, sir?
Sir, Rahul Gandhi was standing, sir. The left. when he was making the presentation before a gathering of 200 people, everybody in rapt attention. And there was a lady who was, I presume, a researcher, part of 𝗏𝗽𝗪𝗀𝗃𝗧𝗍 team, who was handling the
PC.
video, who was handling the AV audiovisual. And Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi, I was told deliberately they kept a low profile at the gathering because they wanted all attention on their Prince Charming. The whole attention was there. And after the presentation, sir, Rahul Gandhi went around with Praveen Chakravarti in tow, asking everyone, how is it? They all said, oh, great, this is it, this is the thing, this is going to finish. I mean, as if tomorrow the government will collapse. Sir, interestingly, even when the electoral rolls were published in January this year, every year Election Commission publishes the roll. There was no objections. There was no objection from the Congress party, which is the ruling party in Karnataka, to any errors in the electoral rolls published as of January 2025. And today, sir, Karnataka Chief Minister Siddharamaiah has asked his judicial department of law, to examine the charges. Because the question is, now they have to show that what Rahul Gandhi says is true. Sir, one thing, sir, what I don't understand, if you are going to question EVM, now you are questioning the Election Commission. What is next? Where the Pied Piper that Rahul Gandhi is has brought all his entire party to what point? Not once there has been any soul searching as to why we do not win popular mandate. Because whether your national policy, your economic policy, your social policy, that does not reflect what the people want. You want to play, you took up OBC card thinking that will work. The fact of the matter is the kind of articulation you are projecting Congress policies. Sir, you have first hijacked the Congress party from the centrist position. You brought it to the extreme left of the center. Left of the center policies have never. There are parties who follow the left of center. Some of them have radical left, and they have a following and a support, which is very small in pockets. But you have vacated the space. Congress was a centrist party, a party that ushered in the first generation reforms. But today you are against all kinds of liberalization. You are against any changes for the betterment, anything that will incentivize the economy. All that you want is, you want a very radical welfareism, which we all know will not work in a country like this. You need a balanced mix. And then you have injected competitive welfareism. I mean, you are doing everything that is worrying the industry, that is worrying our economists, but they dare not say it. If anybody criticizes Rahul Gandhi, he is a sung person. He is a Godi media. Sir, we all want a vibrant opposition. None of us will want one party to dominate forever, because we saw what happened when Congress domination in all these years. Barring the 91 reforms by Narasimha Rao, we look at the track record of the quality of governance of Congress party, they could have done much better. Now here, if all the time you want to divert attention from your quality of leadership you have given, diversion by blaming the tools. Yes, sir, in the beginning you made a very, I would say, a very important point that they want to follow the Bangladesh model. In Bangladesh, they may have had reasons to question whatever happened under Sheikh Hasina. But the pattern is same. Then the next step, they will say they will boycott election, which already you are hearing 𝗏𝗪𝗎 𝗖𝗎₄, sir, 𝗏𝗪𝗎 𝗖𝗎ᵉ landed in a soup. He produced the electoral card, his voter card, saying his name is not there in the voter list. It is there in the list, that there is another card, election card issued to him. So he had two election cards. It's two different numbers. Sir, which shows the allegation you are bringing is totally bogus intention. And after that, 𝗕𝗏𝗼 looks so defeated. Sir, in Bihar, given the caste metrics, out of the three major parties, if two parties are together, the third party is in trouble. If BJP and JDU are together along with their other associated parties, they are far more formidable than the Rashtriya Janata Dal and Congress, etc. And when JDU and RJD were together, similarly BJP was left in the lurch. Because the caste matrix, the kind of caste support they bring, gives them that kind of equation. Now, the big thing is, as you said, the whole, what is the idea? Idea to show that elections in India are free and not fair, and the election commission itself is guilty. So you go on, making it up such a way so that in the post census, when delimitation starts, the reservations are brought for women and all, you question the very agency that will conduct election because you have lost confidence of winning elections. Then, typically in the George Soros inspired model, then you say we want international observers, international body to conduct election because we have no faith. Then you create unrest among students and farmers, a different class. So there is a revolution of a kind. Sir, these are all old ideas which was once attributed to Naxalism, where they always had those three phases, the Maoist idea, which is you have first what is called the organization phase, then you have a guerrilla phase, then you have a liberated phase. Similarly, first it was, gathering, trying to regather support, building up a kind of a movement against the government and the existing system. That is why, sir, Amit Shah made a point yesterday. He said, no point in carrying the red book in your pocket, the constitution. You must read it also. So this has to, the path that Rahul Gandhi has undertaken, he may cause damage to the system. He may, try to lower the credibility of our institutions, because Congress cannot do anything to improve its credibility. But at the end, sir, this is going to hurt the Congress more than anybody else. Sir.
Very true. Very true. Thank you, sir. Now we have the third topic, which is the Ukraine war with Russia. And there is going to be a meeting on the 15th of August between Trump and Vladimir Putin in Alaska. It is believed that they have kind of spelled out what Russia has spelled out what they want. And I have a feeling that Trump is going to sort of nail down the things, and then he will turn around and then he'll ask Zelensky, look, you need to accept it. And if Zelensky says, I will not accept it, most likely they will have the Ukrainian parliament reconvened and have a new leader elected and let the parliament pass it. I think that's what US will try to do. My guess, sir, because somewhere something has to be done. This is a horror as far as America is concerned. It is footing all the bill, and for what nobody knows. And they would like to have a horror with end than end with horror, or no end with horror. Sir, over to you.
Yes, sir. In fact, right now there is the US Vice President Vance is in UK, and he, along with the UK's Foreign Secretary David Lammy, they are hosting the meeting of all national security advisors of various European countries, and this seemed to be some kind of a preparation for the August 15 summit. As you said, the reports that are emerging is that Trump is working on a deal that largely favors Russia. So the question is, Zelensky has also made it very clear he cannot concede any land to Russia. But we are told that Trump's formula is that basically, you let whatever territory Russia has occupied so far, you somehow seal it at that, or what you call lock it. And what we hear is Putin is demanding that Ukraine cede its entire eastern Donbas areas to Russia. and as well as Crimea. Crimea has been occupied by Russia since 2014. And Zelensky will have to pull back Ukrainian troops from parts of Luhansk and Donetsk, where current fighting is going on, where Ukrainian forces are supposed to have gained ground. Now, so what will be the role of Europe? Europe will be only probably to monitor the ceasefire, as they say, if there is a ceasefire. And from the Russia side, they will stop all the offensive, particularly two areas where one is Kherson, I'm told, and another is where the largest nuclear power plant is located. The third largest.
Zaporizhzhia.
Yeah, that place, they will give up that also. They may even vacate that area. Now, Zelensky has said he would not give up land to Russia, because Trump has already indicated swapping of territories. He has already said it, that the deal will be something. Now, India has responded to these developments, sir. India, the Ministry of External Affairs has just issued a statement saying that they welcome efforts that are being undertaken to bring about an end to the war. And they have again recalled India's position that this is not an era for war. And sir, we saw on, that is on August 8th, that President Trump announced a ceasefire between Armenia and Azerbaijan in the presence of Armenian Prime Minister and Azerbaijan President. Now, this is also very important for us, because India has been supplying arms to Armenia,
Yes.
to counter the Azerbaijan, Turkey, Pakistan, that axis. And this ceasefire deal that has been announced by Trump from White House, where both the leaders were present, effectively brings down curtain on any Russian role in the South Caucasus, the Caucasian area. It brings down, and the US getting in there. That's also very significant, because for us also it is very significant. That's one. So second thing is, India would welcome a quick end to the Ukraine war, because that will also take off the lot of the tension that has been brewing between two countries, between America and India, particularly over the purchase of Russian oil. Because if there is a deal in Ukraine, that would also be an end of sanctions on Russia. And then Europe will also able to resume full-scale open purchase of energy from Russia. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir. A lot of things can unwind themselves, and hopefully we are going to move forward again as a world. Let's see how this plays out. I have a feeling that something tangible is going to come out. Like I said, Zelensky can be handled. My 2 cents, sir, from how this thing has played out so far in Ukraine. I feel bad for the Ukrainian people. 5 to 8 million displaced. They'll probably never come back, and they'll have to pick up their pieces and move on. They will have to get a lot of funding. And the richest in terms of agriculture areas are the two that Putin is asking for, the Donbas region. That's where the best fields are. And even rare earths, everything that Ukraine has is contained in those 2 states. So I don't know, it will be a heavy price as far as Ukraine is concerned for them to pay that. But like I said, it is horror with end. That's what you have to look at and move forward. Because Minsk 1 and Minsk 2 agreement were about that, and Ukraine kept ignoring what they had agreed to in the Minsk 2. Minsk 1, they didn't do it. That's why the Minsk 2 was called and agreed to. And Zelensky came to power saying that he will implement everything as per in Minsk 2, and he did nothing. If anything, he had these Ukrainian Nazis turned on the Russian populace in Donbass. So we have to admit all these things that happened, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Absolutely.
I feel bad for the average Ukrainian. Very bright people, sir. They are fluent in Russian, they are fluent in English, and I'm sure they are fluent in their own mother tongue. I mean, I can tell you the caliber of the people also is very, very good. And it's not a very expensive place. I can see India really thriving in terms of trying to get a leg up on some of their projects, which requires heavy computing, know-how, like algorithmic decoding, that sort of stuff. They are very good in their fundamentals, physics, chemistry. Ukraine, Russia, whole Russia, the system of education is very good in learning the basics, because engineering is built on the physical and science, physics and chemistry and math. That's what engineering is built on top of. So the
Exact
basics are very
science.
good. Sir, let's go to some questions now, if you don't mind.
Sir.
First one from Magnet Ranga. What Trump says about business is one issue, but more serious is he hyphenated Bharat with Pakistan. Will it be difficult to continue with Op Sindoor if so needed, given US's proximity to Pakistan?
Well, sir, I do not know whether Pakistan will be willing to again undertake another misadventure. Because if that were to happen, they know what India would do. And that has been made more than clear by the Prime Minister, by the government, the debate we saw in Parliament on Operation Sindoor. Three things are clear. One, we are not going to distinguish between state actor and the non-state actor when it comes to terrorism. Any act of terrorism will be declared as a war. Number two, this is the first time, sir, as it was mentioned by Air Marshal 𝗟𝗡𝗻 Singh today, it's the first time a nuclear power has been brought down to knees by another nuclear power without giving out any threat of use of nuclear power.
Yeah.
That's what happened there. So they have called up the bluff of nuclear. Number three, the most important part is, sir, the number three part is, look, there can be no talks, no question of third party talks or anything. The only talks will be to end terrorism. And Pakistan having done this and having now trying to, balance between getting a Nobel Prize for Trump and also the huge debt they are in terms of Chinese have invested heavily. I don't know how you can play both with Americans as well as the Chinese. It's like riding two horses.
Yes. Next one, please. Why is the opposition or anybody not highlighting the statement by the army officer that loss of our jets were because of political decision to not suppress their radar?
Sir, this part has been explained that if they were given full freedom, yes, the general instruction was, sir, the whole thing is, I think the point we have to bear in mind. Why did we not straight away bomb their military installations and everything? Because this is question people are asking. Why did you differentiate between terrorist infrastructure and the military infrastructure? Because our idea was not to wage a war against Pakistan. Our strategy right from the beginning was we will finish off those terrorist infrastructure, thereby send a message to Pakistan. Because we kept on saying, our spokesperson were saying, both the military spokesperson as well as our external affairs spokesperson, they were constantly saying our actions are non-escalatory. Because, and question is asked, why we should not have been non-escalatory? Why we could not have simply, sir, when you undertake any kind of military operations, objectively you have certain objectives in mind. And this time it was not about occupying the occupied Kashmir or taking away the Azad Kashmir. Our idea was to deal with this menace of terrorism and send a strong message, and that was done. And Pakistan escalated it by attacking our military, because that is why they were told right from the beginning, we have done to the terrorist infrastructure, no need to do further. But Pakistan came and then we responded. And sir, at the summit, sir, end of it all, who is damaged more? Not a single drone hit anything here. Lot of damage on the other side. Sir, a success of a military operation depends on what were our objectives and what have we achieved. The cost-benefit analysis also goes on these lines. Sir.
Next one, please. Srinivas Iyengar wants to know, Shekhar Iyer, is Sharad Pawar overplaying blindly by supporting Rahul Gandhi's narrative on election fraud just because his party has been split and his party suffered so badly?
Sir, he is whether blindly supporting Gandhi's narrative, I don't. He is supporting him, but at the same time, he is letting loose this balloon. You know, this thing that two men came and approached him, and he sent them to Rahul Gandhi, and Rahul Gandhi has kept silent on this offer all these for a year now. They must have approached, if they have approached sometime around this period last year. Maharashtra elections were in November. So who are these people? And Sharad Pawar now owes it to nation, and even Rahul Gandhi owes it to nation. Either he denies Sharad Pawar, either he says Sharad Pawar is bluffing, or Sharad Pawar has made up a story. This is serious. Jokes apart.
Sir, these are shoot and scoot politicians, sir. They are not stand and deliver. 𝗤𝗘𝗙𝗿𝗏, thank you so much. What is missing in the will to legally wind up the INC's lies? Doesn't Raga, shenanigans and India Alliance associates jeopardize India's sovereignty?
Sir, I've been saying it's an act of irresponsibility, but at the same time, people have rejected this approach. And why is Rahul Gandhi even persisting with this line? Sir, take for instance, what has happened in terms of goodwill for America. Tomorrow, for all you know, India and America may reach a trade deal. Things may become more normal if the Ukraine war ends also. But the amount of goodwill that Trump had earlier and this post-tariff scenario, a lot of goodwill has been lost.
Correct.
And that is not something you can measure in terms of how many billion-dollar trade you get.
Correct.
Or you lose. India was one country where there was tremendous popular goodwill for Trump, because they felt his coming there would put an end to all this yokeism, all these attempt to, give boost to this identity politics and trying to play an apology for the jihadi extremists. That is why there was so much of support here. And opposition has been mocking at Modi, saying, you said howdy Trump, you say ugly bar Trump Sarkar. Now, if Modi wanted to play a good host to Trump earlier and had a lot of hope when Trump won the election again, that was largely because he thought a personal rapport would help both the countries.
Yeah.
He didn't have any other vested interests, as some people are trying to make out. Sir.
Next question, please. 𝗟𝗜𝗡𝗞𝗦. What about all the talks of a certain high-profile minister from Nagpur joining hands with opposition and bringing down the Modi, not NDA, for personal gains with blessings from RSS?
Sir, I think these are all stories which have no basis. There may be leaders who may not be happy with Modi's leadership, but that doesn't mean they can do anything given the arithmetic, given the popularity and the command that Prime Minister Modi enjoys in the party, in the government and outside. I don't think there is anybody plotting anything.
Very true. Thank you so much, sir. And we'll be back again with 𝗟𝗘𝗙𝗖 next Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Once again, namaskar, sir. Thank you.
Namaskar.